Good day, ma'am. I am Julimar Lanot, BS Animal Science B. I am your student from JEC 101. Today, I will be reporting the task that you have given to me about 22 Center Social Learning Theory by Albert Bandura. But before we go to our further report, we are going to know first who is Albert Bandura. Albert Bandura was a Canadian-American psychologist who was the professor of psychology at Stanford University. Born on December 4, 1925 at Mundare, Canada. Died on July 26, 2001 at Stanford, California, United States. Known for social cognitive theory, self-efficacy, self-learning theory at Bobodol experiment. By the way, Bobodol is one of those famous experiment. It is a study in which researchers physically and verbally abuse a clown face unflickable toy in front of preschool age children, which led the children to later mimic the behavior of these adults by attacking of the doll in the same fashion. Going back to our report, in 1961 and 1963, Albert Bandura conducted a series of experiments to determine whether social behavior aggression could be occurred by observation, imitation supported by his finding in the Bobo doll. Experiment Bandura developed the social learning theory in 1977. What is social learning theory? Social learning theory proposed by Albert Bandura emphasized the importance of observing, modeling, and imitating the behavior, attitudes, and emotional reaction of others. Behavior is a learning from environment through the process of observational learning. What is meant by social learning theory? Social learning theory suggests that social behavior is learned by observing and imitating the behavior of others, while behavioral psychologists focus on how the environment and reinforcement affect behavior. Bandura put forth an individual can learn behavior through observation. Bandura proposed 5 essential steps in order to be learning to take place. These include the following: observation, attention, retention, reproduction, and motivation. Now, what is observation? Observation is the key to a social learning theory is that we observe certain behavior and then after a few mental process that we will see down below, we imitate them. However, according to Bandura, observation in itself does not always guarantee the behavior to be learned. In additional to observing, he has also added the four medicinal process. Next is retention. The learner needs to pay attention in his or she is distracted. It will probably affect the quality of learning. Being focused on the task at hand become the first step. For training is information to getting to acquire the knowledge. It is the way of behavior that we are trying to imitate has to grab our attention so that no external factors become distractions. Retention. This is how well the behavior is remembered. The behavior may be noticed but it is not always remembered, which obviously prevent imitation. It is important, therefore, that memory of a behavior is formed to be performed later by the observer. Reproduction. This is the ability to perform the behavior that the model has just demonstrated. We see much behavior on daily basis but that we should like to be able to imitate, but that this not always possible. Motivation. Bandura modified several motivating factors for imitation. This include knowing that the model was previously reinforced for the behavior, being offered an incentive to perform the or observing the model, receiving reinforcement for the behavior. This factor can also be a negative motivations. The next slide is how social learning theory is important to be learned. Social learning is important because life is social. Social learning helps replicate the realities that the learner is likely to face when they are required to make actual decisions and solve actual problems in the workplace.